adjectives in Spanish today. We use possessive adjectives in Spanish much like we do in English to show ownership of things or to indicate relationships. So to say my in Spanish, it's me. Yours, tú, without the X mark. His, her, and your formal is su. Ours, nuestro, or nuestra. Your, but like plural like in Spain, y'all's is vuestro or vuestra. And theirs or your is su. Here's the extra things though. If you're talking about owning one object, you say me, but if it's more than one, you make it plural to mis, and so on and so forth. Let's look into this a little further. Now, notice these are called possessive adjectives, and possessive adjectives, just like regular adjectives in Spanish, agree in number with the nouns that follow them. So remember before we talked about one boy that was intelligent, el chico es inteligente. But if we were talking about more than one guy, los chicos son inteligentes. The adjective has to match what you're describing. Same thing with possessive adjectives. They're going to match. So if you want to say, it is my camera, you can say, es mi cámara. It's one camera, so you can say me. But if you want to talk about more than one thing that's yours, for example, I want to say, they're my dogs. Dogs is plural, so we're describing the dogs, so the me is going to turn to mis. Son mis perros. Or if you want to say, it is your computer, you can say, es tu computadora, one computer. But if you have more than one something, you could say like, mis primos tienen 14 años. My cousins are 14 years old. Or literally translate, they have 14 years. Only the possessive adjectives for nosotros, nuestro, and vosotros, vuestro, have different masculine and feminine endings. This is the only one you really have to stop and think about. For example, if you want to say, it's our house, house in Spanish is la casa. Well, you don't need the la if you're using possessive adjectives. So here you can say, es nuestra casa. It had to be nuestra because the casa is feminine. It doesn't matter who owns the house. It's based off of what we're describing. It's the house that's feminine. It could be a bunch of guys saying it's our house. But because la casa is feminine, it had to be nuestra casa. Or if I want to say it's our dog. Well, dog in Spanish is el perro. So instead of el perro, we're going to replace the el with nuestro. Es nuestro perro. It could be a bunch of girls talking about owning the dog, but it's the dog that's masculine. Don't mix it up and think it because it's girls saying that they own the dog. It should be feminine. It's based off of the object. Same thing if we're using the your plural form in Spain. If you want to say your cousins are funny, cousins are masculine and plural. So here you can say vuestros primos son graciosos. It's because the cousins is masculine and they're plural. So you not only have to think about singular plural here, you also have to think feminine masculine. Or if I want to say your cousins, but they're female cousins are pretty, I could say vuestras primas son bonitas. Notice this one, it was vuestra with the A and it had the S, vuestras, because it's plural. So here's some practice for you. I recommend you pause the video or take a screenshot, try to fill these out on your own, and then we'll go over the answers. I'll give you a few seconds to do that. Okay, so let's discuss the answers. Yo tengo, you have to say, I have my camera to take photos. Well, you have to think, camera, cámara. It's singular. And if you look back at the chart to say my is me, so you're just going to say me. But if you want to say, I have cameras, okay, my is still me, but we're talking about more than one camera, so it should be mis. Yo tengo mis cámaras para sacar fotos. Number 3, Juan is in class, in the class of his grandmother. Well, it's just our grandfather. It's su. And when in doubt, su is going to be the most popular one. Notice su was good for his, hers, your formal, theirs, yours plural. When in doubt, su is a popular one. Number 4, Juan está en la casa de abuelos. So Juan is in his grandparents' house. Grandparents here is plural, so it's sus. Do you see the difference between 3 and 4? Number 3, we were just talking about it is his grandfather's house. Number 4, we're talking about his grandparents' house. Number 5, María necesita su libro para hacer la tarea. Maria needs her book to do the homework. But if she needs her books, the difference here is su's going to turn to sus. Are y'all getting the gist of the singular plural? Nosotros somos 7 en nuestra familia. Now this one, to say our, you know nuestro means our, but familia is feminine. So if you ever look on your vocab list, it would say la familia. There's no need to have the la. We just replace it with nuestra. This is why it's important to know the gender of your nouns. It starts affecting so many things in your sentence. I remember when I first started learning Spanish, my teachers never explained to me why I needed the masculine and feminine. They just told me just to memorize it. Here's a good example why you need to know if it's masculine or feminine. It starts affecting many other things. Number 8, tienes tu libro para la clase de inglés. We're saying your, but we're like using your like you're talking to one of your friends. Notice there's no accent mark on this one. Your without tu without accent mark means your. Tu with accent mark means you. Accent marks can change the meaning of words. Number 9, usamos nuestros libros para la clase de inglés. Now here you have to pay attention. It's originally el libro, but we have more than one, so it's los libros. So we not only have to make it masculine, but we have to make it plural. And the last one, we're talking about tengo mi calculadora para la clase de ciencias. It's just one calculator, and we don't have to stress about feminine or masculine here. Only in nuestro, vuestro do you have